So in the last video, we have introduced the log normal model, which gives us that if the stock holding time is T, which means the period is the interval 0 to T, the stock price at the time T given S naught, that is the stock price at the present time, that is T equal to 0, is log normally distributed with parameter mu T and sigma square T, where mu is the mean of S1 by S naught, that is 1 year stock price, and sigma square is the variance of S1 by S naught. That means the log of St by S naught minus mu T divided by square root of T into sigma is standard normally distributed. This is what we have seen. So once you are given that it is St by S naught is log normally distributed, note that you can find the mean and variance of S of T given S naught. So let us recall from our probability course what is mean by log normal distribution. If X is normally distributed with mu and sigma square as parameters, then y is equal to e power x is log normally distributed. The moment of y is given by e of y to the power of k is equal to e to the power of mu k plus sigma square k square by 2. You can obtain this using moment generating functions. So from your knowledge in probability theory course, you can see this. This implies that the expectation of y, that is the mean of y, can be written as mu plus sigma square by 2. And e of y square therefore can be written as e to the power of 2 into mu plus sigma square. So from there, we can find the variance also. Now coming back to our stock price at time t equal to capital T, we can find the mean and variance by putting y is equal to S of t. In that way, we get the mean of S of t as S naught into e to the power of mu plus sigma square by 2 t, and the variance is given by S naught square e to the power of 2 mu plus sigma square into capital T into e power sigma square t minus 1. The next is you can interpret the stock price S of t as the process which comes under the geometric Brownian motion. Let us see what is mean by geometric Brownian motion and how it comes into this. Define W of t as log S of t divided by S naught minus t times mu divided by sigma. For t belongs to where, as usual, mu and sigma are the given parameters. What are they? They are mean of the 1 year stock price given S naught, and sigma square is the variance of the 1 year stock price divided by S naught. So now you can see that W of t is a random variable because this is a random variable defined on one particular probability space. What is that probability space? Well, that is not very important for our discussion. But what we know is this is defined on one particular probability space for all t, and hence the collection Wt such that t belongs to 0 comma t. This defines a stochastic process. And moreover, we can see that it satisfies the following properties, this collection. First is W of 0 is equal to 0, right? It means W of 0 as a random variable from the sample space S to R is simply 0. It means W of any S is equal to 0 for all S in S. Okay. How do you see that? You put, there is a T here, small t, sorry. Put T equal to 0, log 1 is 0 minus 0 into mu. Therefore, for any S you put, it is a 0 function. Therefore, this is true. Second is, for each S and T in the interval 0 comma capital T with S less than T, we can see that W of T minus W of S with normally distributed with mu as 0 and variance as T minus S. How can you see this? Let us take just for WT and see this. Expectation of WT can be given by 1 by sigma. Okay, I'm just taking the expectation in the expression for W into E of log S of T divided by S naught minus T mu. But these are nothing but 1 by sigma. Its mean is mu T minus, which is equal to 0. Therefore, the mean of W is 0. Also, we have, if you recall from our last class, mu T, that is the mean of log ST by S naught is nothing but T into mu, and similarly sigma T square is T into sigma square, right? If you recall this, therefore we have variance of this is equal to expectation of W of T square minus expectation of W of T the whole square. But this is 0 we have already seen. Therefore, it is E of W of T the whole square, right? That is equal to 1 by sigma square into expectation of S of T by S naught minus T mu the whole square. This is nothing but 1 by sigma square into, this is the variance of log S of T by S naught, right? So that is sigma T. But sigma T, we have seen that sigma T is nothing but T into sigma, that we have derived in the last class also, square. So this is what I wrote here. Therefore, you have 1 by sigma square into T times sigma square. That will happen to be T. Therefore, the variance of W is T. This is what we have written here. W of T minus W of S is normally distributed with mu 0 and variance T minus S. Okay, so that is done. The third property says that for any 0 less than T1 less than T2 less than Tn, which are, they are finite, the random variables W of T1, W of T2 minus W of T1, W of Tn minus W of Tn minus 1, they all are independent. You can see that because basically all this St by S naught, log St by S naught are independent because they are written in terms of R's, and R's are from the efficient market hypothesis, they are independent. Therefore, all these are independent. This is what is called independent increment property. So this is also satisfied. Fourth is, we have to assume S of T is continuous as a function of, this is what is called the path continuity. So you take one particular point from the sample space and fix that and then vary T. We can see that S of T of S for any particular S in the sample set S. Okay, so this is a continuous function with respect to for a fixed. So this is continuous with respect to T. Okay, so this is an assumption we are making. So under this assumption, we can see that the map T going to W of T of S is continuous. This is what is called the path continuity. This is a map from 0 infinity to R is continuous. Okay, if you assume that S of T is continuous, then it happens. So under this assumption, you can see that the collection W of T belongs to 0t is a Brownian motion. Okay, so the collection W of t, which is a stochastic process, when it satisfies, so any stochastic process which satisfies all these conditions 1 to 4 is what is called as Brownian motion, and our W of t defined by this, our in terms of the log of the stock price at t divided by the initial stock price minus T mu by sigma precisely satisfies all these conditions, and therefore it forms a Brownian motion. With the additional condition that S of T is continuous with respect to T. So we can write the expression for W of T as S of T is equal to, you can check that, S naught exponential of T times mu plus sigma W of T. So you can write like this. Such a process is called the geometric Brownian motion with parameters mu, which is called the drift, and sigma, which is called the volatility. Remember, mu and sigma are the mean and standard deviation of S1 divided by S0. Okay, so you should always remember that. That is 1 year stock price. Let us see an example. Let S be this price of the stock at time t in 01. Let's restrict ourselves to 1 year. It can be done for any number of time. Let S be governed by the geometric Brownian motion. Equivalently, I may also say that S of t by S naught is not log normal, or S of t is governed by log normal model. I may use any of these words. They all mean the same. With the parameters mu, that is drift as per the geometric Brownian motion language, and the volatility is given by 0.15. Okay, so now the question is, if S of 0, that is as of today the stock price is 100 rupees, the question is, what is the probability that the stock price goes down, that is you lose money in if you invest in the stock by at least 15% in a year. It means you want to study the probability of S of 1. Okay, so what we know from this is S of t is given to be geometric Brownian motion. That implies S of t by S naught is log normally distributed with the parameters mu t. T is 1, therefore this is 0.1, and sigma is 0.15 into t. Okay, so the required probability is probability of S1 by S0 is less than or equal to, so you are losing 15%, it means this should be less than or equal to 0.85, right? And that can be written as probability of log S1. Why I am taking log is because we know how to handle this. This is less than or equal to log 0.85, and that is log S1, because this is normal, right? Is less than or equal to minus 0.1625 approximately. Now what you do, you can directly find the normal of this. Okay, but what I suggest is always convert it into the standard normal form and then use the standard normal table. So in order to convert it to standard normal, you have to S naught minus mu divided by sigma is less than equal to minus 0.1625 minus mu divided by sigma, and that will be equal to probability of ln of S1 by S naught minus mu by sigma is less than or equal to mu is 0.1 and sigma is 0.15. So 0.1625 minus 0.1 divided by 0.15. Okay, so here t is 1 and similarly here t is 1. Therefore, you have this, that is equal to probability of ln of S of 1 divided by S naught minus mu by sigma is less than or equal to minus 1.75, and this is standard normally distributed of 0 comma 1. Therefore, this is phi of minus 1.75, right? And that is approximately equal to 0.0401. Therefore, if a stock has a drift of 0.1 and volatility 0.15, then its probability of losing at least 15% is approximately 4%. So next, let us revisit the binomial lattice model and see that something concrete can be done with binomial lattice model when we use the idea of log normal distribution. Let us take one partition from 0 to delta t, and at 0 we are given the stock price is naught, and at 0 t we either have S naught U or S naught D, right? Therefore, S of delta T is divided by S naught is either U with probability P or D with probability 1 minus P. This is how we define the binomial lattice model. Therefore, expectation of log S of delta t divided by S naught can be given by log U with probability P plus log D with probability 1 minus P. And variance is given by S of delta t divided by S naught is equal to log U square P plus log D square into 1 minus P, that is E of x square, minus E of x the whole square, that is log UP plus log D 1 minus P the whole square, right? When you simplify this, you get P into 1 minus P into log U minus log D the whole square. Okay, so now what we do is we try to match these two with our log normal idea. If you remember, we took this as mu t, that is how we denoted this, and this is sigma t. Here it is t is delta t, right? So delta t square. This is how in the last video we have denoted this, and we saw that mu delta t, that is the mean of this random variable, can be written as delta t times mu. What is mu? Mu is the mean of 1 year stock price. And similarly, sigma delta t square is delta t sigma square. Again, this is the variance of the same random variable S of 1 by S naught. Okay. So in the log normal model, we have taken the mean and standard deviation like this, which is given in terms of the 1 year stock price. It's given like this. Now we match the same thing with this. That is, take log U P plus log D 1 minus P as delta T into mu, and P into 1 minus P log U minus log D, the whole square is delta T into sigma square. So we got two equations for given the drift mu and the volatility sigma. We have three unknowns. So these two are given to us. How many unknowns? We have U, P, and D. So we have three unknowns. So we are lagging by one equation. Okay. So we need one equation. So in order to have a symmetric lattice, that is here, if you take this and this are symmetric, if you want like that, then one can take, this is just a choice, one can do any other choice also. We take this to be 1 by U. So substituting this into these two equation, we get 2p minus 1 log U is equal to mu delta T, and 4p 1 minus P into log U the whole square is equal to sigma square delta T. Now what you do is you just solve these two equations. So you have two unknowns, that is P and U, and you have two equations. Therefore you can solve them. So what you do is square the first one, add it to the second. That gives us log U is equal to square root of mu delta T square plus sigma square delta T. And then substituting it into the expression for D, we have log D is equal to minus root mu delta T the whole square plus sigma square delta T. So substitute this into one of these equations. We get P is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 divided by root of sigma square by mu square delta T plus 1. Okay. So this can be used to get, see, given mu and sigma, you can find U, D, and P, right? So that completes the binomial lattice model. This is one way of using the binomial lattice framework. Okay, we have already seen one way is to give U and D with a prevailing interest rate. You can get a risk neutral probability. That is one approach, and this is another approach where you get U and D also as a part of your model. That is a nice part of this approach. Now we can further simplify these expressions by assuming delta T to be very small and neglect the second order term of delta T. We can take P is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 into mu by sigma root delta T, and U is equal to e power sigma root delta T, and D is equal to e to the power of minus sigma root delta T. Okay, so this is finally what generally people take as the binomial lattice model under log normal approximation. So given mu and delta T, that is from the log normal point of view, it is the drift and the volatility. You can in fact get the probability of up and down, and also get precisely what is up and down for the given time delta T. Let us do an example. Consider a stock with the parameters S naught equal to 100, mu is equal to 15%, that is 0.15, sigma is equal to 30%, that is volatility is 30%, mean is 15%, and the initial stock price is 100. So we wish to construct binomial lattice diagram based on the log normal approximation formula for a period of 1 month, okay, with step length being 1 week. Okay, remember mu and sigma are for 1 year. Okay, always we take like that. Therefore, what are the given data? T is 1 month, that is 1 by 12, and delta T is 1 week. If you take 52 weeks in a year, then it is 1 by 52. In fact, we always take like this. Okay, and mu is given as 0.15 and sigma is 0.3. So these are the parameters given. First, carefully write the parameters. And now, once you do this, you can get what is u. U is e to the power of delta t root delta t into sigma, right? That is equal to e to the power of 0.3 divided by root 52. And what is d? D is minus of this, e power minus root delta t into sigma, that is equal to e to the power of minus 0.3 by root 52. That is approximately equal to, in my calculation, it is 1.0425, and this is approximately equal to 0.5347. Okay, so what is the probability? Probability is given by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 mu by sigma into root delta t, and that is approximately equal to 0.5347. This is the probability that the stock touches u. Okay, it goes up. Therefore, down is 1 minus p. You can get that. Now coming to lattice diagram, how to draw lattice diagram. So you start with S naught, that is 100. It goes up or down, right? Up is S naught U and down is S naught D, right? So this is the first week. This is T equal to 0 and this is T is equal to 1 by 52. And now here it goes to S naught U, that is U square, and this is S naught U, you go up and then come down, UD, okay, that will be simply S naught only. And similarly, this guy will go again, he came down and went up, therefore this will also be same as S naught, okay, you can check that. And this side you will take to S naught D, D, that is D square. This is at T is equal to T2. So in general it is T1, this is T2. In our example they are 1 by 52, therefore 1 by 52, 2 by 52. And now you have, this is S naught D cube, and this comes 2 up 1 down, therefore it is S naught U square and then 1 U made down, therefore it becomes U only. And from here this is same, from S naught you went up, this is something similar to this. So let us call this as S naught in a general case, and then here it will be S naught D, right? This is, when this is S naught, then this is S naught D. Here you had S naught D square, there are two times you came down and then once you went up, therefore one up and one down will get cancelled because you have D equal to 1 by U, that is why it is happening like that. And then you will have D here, and here you have S naught D cube, right? So this is happening at the third time level. In this example it is the third week. T is equal to 3 by 52. In general it is T3, And we want 1 month in this example. Therefore, we have to do one more step here. That gives me S0. Sorry, this is U. There is a mistake here. This is U cube. So U power 4 here. And U cube came down. Therefore, this is S0 U square only will be there. And this S0 U, again you are going up, therefore it will be S0 U square. Then when you come down, it will be S0 only. And this will be again S0 because you came down and going up. So D into U will become 1, therefore you will get S0. And this will be S0 D square. And here, from here you went D cube and then 1 up, so D square will come, and this one will be S0 D power 4. This is the fourth level, time level. In this example, it is the fourth week, 4 by 52, which is D power 4. Like that, you can go on. Okay. The general case, whatever it is, you have to go accordingly. Whatever time capital T is given, you have to go like that. You can see that all this will be the same. This level it is same, and so on. Okay, so now in our particular example, you can see that the same is given by 100. So you can just calculate and see. If I ask you to construct the binomial lattice diagram, you have to do this. I will not ask you most probably more than 4 levels. I will precisely ask you 4 levels. Therefore, you practice, you can take your own numbers and practice them. 104.27, so 25, and this is 95.93. Then this becomes 108.67. This becomes 100, and this will be same, and it goes further down, therefore it loses more money and it reaches here, and similarly here it gains 113.29. when it comes down, it comes to the same level, 104.25, the same level it comes, right? From here, when it goes, it is something like 100 to here, the same 100 to here it goes, and down it will have the same level, this one 95.93, and that when you go up you will get this. If you go further, you will have 88.27, and one more level if you go, it is 118.11. this side it is the same 108.67. this is same. If you come like this, it is 100, the same level here, 100. And if you go up, you get this. If you go down, you get the same level, 92, this one, this level, 92.02. And this, if you go up, you get this, down, you get 84.67. So this is the required binomial lattice diagram.